I'm Casey.
And I'm Patrick.
And today we're going to be talking a little bit about some FUD, some fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But first, Casey's going to roll that title card for us.
What are they lying about today? Is it a lie by omission? Or is it just bold-faced, dirty, no good?
You're watching the Tesla Life Express.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. I like how it cut off before Casey got into some more expletive adjectives he was adding as he was going along. So that's good. That's good. So this article, which we'll link below as we always do, was an interesting article when I read the title about some unexpected health consequences for surprising health downsides, is how they put it, for people that use fast chargers. And that was kind of surprising to me. So I went into the details of the article and started to read a little bit more. And I was really surprised about their argument eventually in this article. And how it basically is worded is that there at DC fast chargers across the country, some of those units, most of those units, have some sort of a fan system built in to keep the units cool. When they're pumping that electricity into cars, they can overheat. So you want to have airflow blowing on them to cool the internal components down, to keep the cables and the internal architecture of the charger at a suitable temperature. And in order to do that, they use some variable fan speeds to keep those units cool. And the argument was...
The units we're talking about are the conversion equipment, the actual chargers, the big cabinets, and superchargers that are off in the corner, in a field, closed off.
They may not be in a field, but they're typically sitting by themselves a little bit away from the actual plugs themselves. Yeah. But there are some DC fast chargers that have the units built into the plug themselves because they're a single big unit. Mm-hmm. So it happens both ways. But the argument is that with these variable speed fans, when they're kicked on and off, that they are disturbing the particulate matter that is around the charger. So they're kicking up remnants of brake dust, of tire wear, of whatever else comes in, from vehicles running, and blows that into the air. And that, of course, is dangerous for humans to ingest as they're breathing. I thought
it's all literally true, but
that, on the face of it, it's true in a way. But the other problem is that this is not happening constantly. It's not like this particulate stuff isn't laying around anyways. And what happens when a storm rolls through and the wind kicks up? Is there going to be warnings now that people have to take cover and run away from an area with high winds? Is there an issue that it would be much better for us not to have EVs in the first place, so that these fans that are at a limited amount of places and are run a limited amount of time are kicking up these particulates to endanger people that are charging at these places or are passing by these charging places. It was just kind of silly. The other thing I wanted to point out is that the vast majority of EV owners aren't using DC fast chargers on a regular basis at all. In fact, the vast majority of us probably use those charging stations under 10% of the time over any given year. So Casey may do it more than us, but
about 40%. Yeah,
it is something that the vast majority of people just do not use. They're charging at home on level 2s, and they're doing their driving, and then they're using a DC fast charger when they're doing their trip once a year or twice a year. Really, it's not something that is used all that often. But But what a lame excuse! I thought this article was this FUD article was putting out. What did you guys think of this?
So, like Mark found out, a bunch of the articles used superchargers as their cover image, which isn't accurate because the only superchargers with fans in them near where you park are the V3s and the V3 pluses with the Gen 4 dispensers in them. And there, we're talking about a large server fan, actually probably a normal size server fan. So we're talking two little fans like this, right on a radiator to keep the cables cool. And I mean, yeah, they can kick stuff up, but they're enclosed. They're not really doing all that. The study, the abstract anyway for the study, was about the big cabinets. So you're looking at the handful of stations that still don't have a remote option, or where, like Mark said, where it's a single or a double, where they put it in the parking space because it doesn't make sense labor-wise or cost-wise to split the charger from the conditioning equipment, because now you got to do real estate and extra trenching. But even that is you put one car rolling through there, and it's putting out a gas car. It's putting out more, or diesel. Diesel's worse actually, or leaf blowers, even worse than any of them, because
right,
they have the emissions. So one gas car, one leaf blower, or one just idling diesel truck, and it's way worse than anything that this study was studying. And when you look at okay, well, some people sit in their car while they charge. Okay, well, most of the EVs that people would be interested in sitting in while charging come with some level of air filtration, so you're not worried about that particulate's finding its way into the car. And even if you don't have a filter, it has to get all up in the air vents to get to them. And if you're walking around near the stations to and from, or walking the dog or whatever, all it's going to take is a small breeze to make that go away. Or even if the fans hadn't come on yet, say it's cold, or you're just at the very beginning of the charge. Most of them, not most of them, but a lot of these stations, including the superchargers, don't even run the fans until they need to, or they might test it and then turn back off until they they pay for that electricity, and these fans can draw some amps, the big ones that we're talking about, not to cool off the the coolant in the supercharger dispenser. They're going to spin them down until they need them, and just a basic breeze will one, clear the area, and two, have a chance to put out way worse of what it is. What is it? What is this particular stuff? We're talking fecal matter from people walking their dogs. We're talking brake dust from all the cars, rubber from all the cars, as well as all of the stuff that just drips down off of a gas car, and that can get kicked up with a fan. And so maybe instead of the conclusion that we should just stop driving EVs, maybe the conclusion should be maybe we should stop driving cars that drip a bunch of stuff on the ground.
That would get rid of that internal combustion engine residue, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Patrick, what did you think?
So this is what the word specious was invented for. It's a specious logic fallacy. So yes, there is particulate matter there. Yes, it can be stirred up by the fans, but that is not... and then they try to say, and we want to help make EVs cleaner, so this should be addressed. No, what you're really looking to do is slow the deployment and put out regulations and other hurdles so that DC fast charging isn't viable, so that EVs are not as popular, so you can continue to sell gas. So, it's whataboutism. And you were right to label it as FUD, Mark, because we've seen the same kind of FUD where it was like, well, okay, we have a tailpipe, but you're just connecting to a coal plant and polluting just as much as we are. And it's not just as much. And we should get rid of the coal plants, which is what Oregon has actually done. So it's a weak argument. And I hope that anybody who thinks about it, even for a second or two, can see right through this crap.
And in the meantime, in the transition between turning off that coal plant, it's a lot easier to clean up 300,000 cars in a community with one coal plant putting on a muffler than it is to try and get those same 300,000 people to go and get a tune-up engine overhaul buy the fuel with the additives, not the cheapest stuff they can find, and then hope that in between inspections, if you even have inspections, that they aren't letting the car just run ragged long enough to get a sticker.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Casey, you hit on idling diesels. They're releasing PM 2.5 and other particulate matters. There's no such thing as clean diesel, just like there's no such thing as clean coal. That's all just marketing hype BS. And to say, oh, that charging stations are the source, no. The other things that burn gas are the source. Brake pad dust, well, EVs use regenerative braking, so for the most part they're not burning pads compared to gas powered cars. So yeah, it's a very bad faith argument in my opinion.
Yeah, and the rubber, you can find that on the strollers and the bicycles. If you were to try and say, oh, this needs to be a walkable community, whatever. Not that you're going to walk from from Delaware to Massachusetts, but you could. I don't recommend it. But if we can just reduce what we do by picking better choices, and if it's viable, put the charger in the grass, or at least in one half of the lot, like Dusty tends to do, like some of the others tend to do. But I'm not gonna go and suggest that the local restaurant owner who only needs two spots and is being nice to put them in, that he spend an extra $300,000 to $800,000 to plus up to the model that can put them remote.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Trenching is the big expense when you install this stuff, and that's why it tends to be as close as possible, so the trench is as short as possible.
And this alert about people's health is just a fallacy. Like it's silliness. These particulate matters are laying around in every parking lot that you drive to, or stop in, or drive in whatever street. It's all there. We are just, as EVs, we're reducing that amount by having EVs, and having this fallacy that you're endangering an EV owner's health by supercharging or DC fast charging is it's like Patrick said, it's weak and it's disingenuous, and it's just trying to stop the march forward of EVs that have been going on, and it's trying to slow it down. So,
yeah. I mean, it's not a 100% lie, but I mean, when somebody says, "Oh, oxygen is deadly and water can kill you," yes, absolutely true. But if you're not in the water, it's much less likely to be a threat to you. And if you're on planet Earth, the oxygen isn't generally going to do it in most natural places that you could walk through. And
yeah, in college we set up a little a fake booth that said "Stop dihydrogen oxide. It's a major component of acid rain. You can drown in it if it gets into your lungs. It could kill you." And it was surprising how many people would sign the petition to stop dihydrogen oxide. Oh, H2O.
O2H. Exactly. Well, just turning it to our viewers, what do you think about this little article? Did you see through it right away? Did it make sense to you? Is this oil companies, financing this type of stuff? Who could possibly put this article together and believe they're doing the right thing? I'd like to see your comments about what you think about the article and what you think the motive was for putting this together. It certainly worked with a lot of other agencies that picked it up, just copy and pasted it. There were a few that added a few things about how they could improve the situation. But again, this doesn't require improvement. All this requires is that we reduce the number of ICE motors that are on the road, and we're doing that. It's being effective, and it is growing exponentially. But this is, as far as I can see, just trying to put a hurdle in front of us and slow us down.
Yeah,
right.
It wasn't clear to me if this was just an idle research project, like, hey, let's see what happens here, and when this happens, and somebody piled onto it and tried to blow it out of proportion, or if this was commissioned so they could do that with it. It wasn't apparent at hand, but it was. That was my reaction upon seeing them start to spread. So if you got anybody who likes to send your articles, what was your thought when you saw this? And Did this help you? Would you like us to do more of these? Let us know down below.
Yeah,
Exactly.
FUD busting is fun. Yeah, if you care at all about air quality, EVs are far better, and you don't need a research paper to tell you that. I'm sure there are plenty, but you still don't. It's obvious.
Well, with that, let's go to shoutouts. Casey, what do you got for us?
Well, catch us on Sunday for Let's Chat with Casey and Friends over at youtube.com/CaseyGreen and x.com/gcustom. Who knows who will stop through? We'll have a little discussion, and then we will end our weekends and get back to work. And then catch us for the other Tesla Life Express before we go live.
Very good. Very good. Patrick, any shoutouts?
As always, I'm with the Oregon Electric Vehicle Association. You can find us at oeva.org, and we have our National Drive Electric Month event coming up next month, so check that out. Find one near you. And I blog occasionally at carswithcords.net, where I write about my future free from fossil fuels. Thanks.
Awesome. Very good. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. Appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up on the video. Press that subscribe. Helps us out. And through the week, you can follow us at our X feed at The Tesla Life if you want to see stuff happening in between shows. But with that, we'll get together next time and find out what's happening in the Tesla Life.